legends, heroes, and poopy heads. Welcome to the Omni Flash channel, where Omni Flash will take gaming to the next level.
Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Omni Flash, and I am your guide to Perfect World Mobile. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make millions of gold in just 15 to 30 minutes. Now, this week's Mirage Dungeon, which you have to do. I'm doing floor 31, but you can be doing floor 6 or floor 11 or floor 16, floor 21. In the strategies that I described, they should apply to all the floors. Even if you're able to do floor 6, do floor 6, do floor 11, floor 16, floor 21. It will help you grow tremendously. So be sure to get your Mirages done. You get 2 Mirages every single weekend. You have to do them Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now on floor 31, you have the ability to get rare elixirs such as Void Might. This Void Might, it's worth about 2 million gold. It's a very good elixir that goes on all of the very strongest PvP eidolons, so that's why it's worth a whole lot more. Also, you do get a ton of good stuff such as ancient skill scrolls and essence scales, which you should be able to get even if you're doing floor 6, floor 11. You may also get a Jade Zither, which has a very small chance, but on floor 31 and higher, you can get a Jade Zither. So I recommend that you don't get a Jade Zither from your Realm War shards. Instead, get the Chaos Bell, because you can get a Jade Zither in Mirage and you can complete your artifacts. You can complete your artifact sprites and everything just by being lucky in floor 31 plus Mirage. Alright, so for this week's Mirage, it's a little bit harder because you have to hold aggro. And the first set of mobs for the Gates of Mirage is one of the sets which is toughest to hold aggro. So I think the monsters, the 3 wizards and 2 horsemen are perhaps one of the hardest hurdles for you to get through. So what you can do, go ahead and grab, don't grab more than what I'm trying to grab. Just go ahead and get these 2 mobs first. Try to have both of your AoE pulls up when you go to the next set of mobs. Next set of mobs deal a ton of damage. Those 3 wizards will one-shot most of your DPS. Now right here is something, it's sort of a glitch, where if you pull a monster too far from its spawn point, it may not actually take damage. You have to pull the monster back, because it's wanting to reset. You know, whenever you pull a monster too far, its HP resets and it returns to the spawn point. So there's one thing that you have to try to do: keep the monsters close to the spawn points, or they might regain all their HP. All right, so right here you do aggro, and I do have my stuns up. I have my monkey pet, which will also stun the monsters. Also, what's really nice is if you have Revitalizar elixirs. If you have Revitalizers, you can use your stuns again, and you can use your Rage Burst pool again, which will help keep aggro on these monsters whenever you lose aggro. Plus, if you have Rose Thorns, a minute ago I showed you a Sacred Book. Rose Thorns, extremely important. You can put that into your +1 skill slot, allowing you sometimes to reduce the cooldown on your AoE pulls and AoE taunts, allowing you to hold aggro a lot better. So Rose Thorn Sacred Book, extremely important for tanks. Actually quite useful for most other classes too. Alright, so you want to hold aggro. This first boss is probably the hardest boss. It is, in fact, harder than the last boss. You only have 2 bosses in the Gates of Wraiths. So he has several attacks. His first attack is a poison attack, cone shape attack, which you just want to face him. Face him away from your team, and you don't have to worry about that. Alright, so he just did Venomous Effusion, which puts down a lot of green poison. It's kind of hard to see. You want to turn your graphics up as high as possible. I just lost aggro a second ago because you do lose aggro. Also, you see this chain? When you have a poisonous chain, be sure to run away from whoever else is chained to you. That will break the chain. If you don't do that quickly, your cleric will not be able to heal the poison. You also want to watch out for the eggs that surround you. If you run into those eggs, or if you AoE damage them, they do send out poison. Sometimes I like going close to those eggs and just using my AoEs just to bust them open, so that the area that you can walk around will be clear, so that the DPS won't accidentally hit those eggs. So I like to sometimes move close to an egg, use an AoE roar, use an AoE pull, just to make those eggs burst, so that everyone has more room to run. You want to go ahead and whenever you are low on health, go ahead, use your Chi Burst skills. Go ahead, use Calmness Dew. You want to use Tranquilizer, Almighty Dews, anything to help yourself take less damage, so that your healer is able to remove that poison and gives them a chance to heal you. It is a whole lot easier to heal you back to health than to res you. The time it takes to res will allow someone else to die. Alright, so there's a lot of chains. Alright, a lot of deaths is happening when two people have that green chain. You have to run away from each other as quickly as possible. So right now I have turned on my tortoise. I use my Calmness Dew. I use my potion. Using everything you can. Just whenever you're below half HP, do everything you can just to keep yourself alive for 3 more seconds, so that your healer has a chance to keep you up. If you're a healer, you don't have to worry too much about the poison on the tank. You must get rid of the poison on yourself, and you must get rid of the poison on your DPS. Alright, this Venomous Spit is pretty strong. Don't worry, we got revived. I'm not getting aggro right away, okay? I'm still waiting sort of for my Calmness Dew. I'm waiting for my healer to actually heal me a little bit. Alright, now I use my Calmness Dew. I am 100% again, and I can now hold aggro. Dungeons like this, when you have 2 assassins, they are so close, so that it's very tough to dodge those Venomous Effusions, which is those green puddles of poison on the ground. It's hard to see them, so definitely try to, whenever he does Venomous Effusion, you have to sort of move the whole entire party away, because if you don't, the assassins have no place to stand. So you have to move the whole boss away if he does Venomous Effusion. Now, I'm not sure if you're just starting the game. We used to be able to pull these 3 wraiths and pull them down to the turtle underneath. Okay, we used to grab these 3 and pull them all the way to the turtle, and these wraiths do not reset. Now they do reset. That's why I'm only holding these 3 wraiths together right now. Used to be we saved time by grabbing these 3 wraiths and going down to the turtle and killing all 3 with AoEs. Alright, so we kill those 3 and we come down to the turtle. The turtle has a lightning attack that stuns you. The turtle also turns on its back and does his Ninja Turtle move and spins. Alright, this lightning attack does stun you. None of this should be able to kill you. It's just it'll slow down your DPS. Alright, so in this dungeon there is a random aggro reset. So A good thing to have is Swift. You might want to get the Swift rare skill. A tank with a Swift rare skill should be able to hold aggro a whole lot better. We're gonna pull them together. We have stuns going from my monkey. We have stuns going from that rock, and that will just hold all these monsters together. Even if I do not have aggro, if they're stunned, they can't attack you. Also, if you're a wizard, you can push those monsters away with you with your Phoenix attack. Alright, so we go to the last boss, and the last boss has a skill that does a ton of damage and will seal you so that you can't use skills. For that attack, you do have to interrupt it. It's called Hellfire Shell. You have to interrupt that. Barbs can interrupt that. It's called with the Fury Swipe. Blade Masters have a flash kick that can interrupt that. Also, if you are an assassin, your knife throw, if you have the spell cut skill, you can also interrupt that. So when you're here, do be sure to use your Devour, use your Flesh Ream, but keep your Fury Swipe up just for that. This boss will use his AoE attack several times before he escapes and sends down his minions. Alright, so the Return of the Dead, this is when you go and you try to aggro these people, but I do recommend that you save your AoE roar skill for Hellbolt. Alright, so it's a little bit tough to target Hellbolt when there's a lot of wraiths up. So my trick is to hold my AoE roar skill until the bull is up. When the bull comes up, you don't have to individually target him, which is a little tough. You just do the AoE roar. And by the time that AoE roar has worn off, you're able to hold aggro onto that bull. The bull is the only thing that does significant damage you have to be worried about. The wraiths, not too much damage. Your DPS should be able to hold off, and your healer should be able to heal that. Now, you do want to hold aggro on the bull. He does a ton of damage. Also, he has a charge that can one-shot your DPS, so your DPS must make sure not to be AFK. And we do have some red circles you have to dodge. After Red Bull is gone, the main horse head boss is going to come back. You want to go get him, get his aggro as soon as the Hell Stallion. Get his aggro as quickly as possible. And there are two monsters that the Hell Stallion will spawn. There will be the Hell Servant, and the Wraith Necromancer isn't a super threat. I think it just does extra damage. You want to aggro that and pull the boss and the Wraith Necromancer together so that your AoE skills will also kill the Wraith Necromancer. It's the next monster that it spawns, which is a little bit difficult. The Inner Demon will actually stun, seal, make one of your party members useless. And it's kind of random, so you have to get that Inner Demon, kill that Inner Demon as quickly as possible, especially if that Inner Demon is affecting your Barbarian or your tank. I mean your tank or your healer, right? Your Barbarian is your tank. But if the Inner Demon is targeting the tank or the healer, your team may wipe. Anyways, the Inner Demon is #1 priority. You do want to kill the Inner Demon as quickly as possible. Keep your eye on the clock. Remember, Mirage dungeons are to be done in 15 minutes. If it takes longer than 15 minutes, you will fail. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, smash that notification bell, and comment below to be entered to win a $25 iTunes or Google Play gift card October 15th, 2020.